What is up, sexy beast? Bald poor excuse for a YouTuber here, and today we're going to be comparing the Haymaker 12 versus the Spaz 12 and seeing which is the better shotgun to have. So let's go ahead and get the shit started. So you should know the deal by now, blah blah blah. We're going to compare both these weapons in looks and sounds, tell which one of you guys look better, which feels better. Here you go, listen to them. So I'm pretty sure you guys should know the whole deal by now. I like how Black Ops 1 weapons sound, and I really dislike how Black Ops 3 weapons sound. They just sound really bad and like a toy. And because I was playing on PC, Black Ops 1 looks pretty freaking good. So this Spaz 12 actually does look nice, shiny, and sexy. While the Haymaker, again, it just feels like a toy and looks like a toy. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying, you know, cosmetic-wise, they could have done a lot better. So real quick, before we actually do get into all the tests, I'm going to go over a little bit of background information about the Spaz 12. Apparently, somewhere in campaign, you can get the background information of the Haymaker, but is that like all real information, or is that just like bullshit made-up stuff? Because if it's just bullshit made-up in-game stuff, that's not fun. We want to talk about the real history, and I don't really know what the Haymaker 12 is based off of. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's the Spaz 12. So the Spaz 12 is a combat shotgun made by an Italian firearms company called Franchi, I believe. It was made from 1979 to 2000. The Spaz 12 is a dual shotgun, so it can basically shoot semi-automatic and pump. You would basically use pump action for non-lethal rounds, like if they're shooting tear gas or beanbags or something like that, but they would use semi-automatic if they really wanted to fuck some shit up. And this shotgun was basically made to be a military shotgun, and the SPAS stands for Special Purpose Automatic Shotgun, but in 1990 it was actually renamed to be the Sporting Purpose Automatic Shotgun, so that way it could actually be sold in the US. Now, of course, in the US, there's going to have to be a lot of changes to how this thing actually does operate, but you can actually get this thing in the US as long as you are in certain states. I'm not sure which states, but only certain states will actually allow you to have this gun. And there's actually a couple different variants of this. You got the Law 12, the SAS 12, and the Spaz 15. And there's actually a lot of different upgrades and mods you can actually do to this thing. There's a lot of different magazine extensions. There's a lot of different barrels. There's just a lot of different everything for this shotgun. And I gotta say, it's a pretty badass one, and I'm not gonna lie. I would like to have one at some point in time, just because, one, the historical factor, and two, because this played a pretty big role in Black Ops 1. Alright, so with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get on to these comparisons. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is going to be fire rate. So I had to actually lower the Haymaker down to 8 shells, because that's how many the Spaz 12 actually does hold. And if I start shooting at the exact same time, it's kind of going to be pretty even. The Haymaker is actually going to be fully automatic, while the Spaz 12 is only semi-automatic. So the Haymaker is going to be a little bit faster. Even though the Spaz 12 is semi-automatic and you can fire it as fast as you can pull the trigger, there is a fire rate limiter, so you can only fire it so fast. So when it comes to the upgraded versions and it comes to fire rate, you got to give it to the Haymaker. Alright, so next up we're going to be taking a look at the accuracy and the recoil, and when it comes to recoil, that Haymaker, like, barely moves whatsoever. That thing is going to be on point. But I feel like it doesn't have as big of a spread as the Spaz 12 does. I feel like the Spaz 12, if you shoot into a horde of zombies, you're going to hit more zombies, while I feel like with the Haymaker, you're going to hit one zombie, but you're going to do a lot more damage to that one zombie. So it really all comes down to what you want in a shotgun, but when it comes to overall accuracy, I'm going to give it to the Haymaker just because it has like virtually no recoil, and the Spaz 12 is kind of going to move up and to the right. Alright, and last but not least, before we get on to these upgraded versions, let's go and take a look at the reload speed. And if I start reloading at the exact same time, the Haymaker is going to be so much quicker. The Haymaker just reloads a drum magazine, while with the Spaz 12, you actually have to reload every single shotgun shell, which is, I mean, pretty much how it's done in real life, but it's still going to be a lot slower when reloading, so the winner of that is going to be the Haymaker. Alright, so now let's get both these weapons actually upgraded, and once you upgrade the Spaz 12, it's going to turn into the Spaz 24, and this weapon actually turns into a fully automatic weapon. It's going to get a lot more ammo. Its magazine size went from 8 to 24, and it's actually going to carry 24 in its magazine and 72 in stock, compared to 8 in the magazine and 32 in stock, so it's definitely going to get a lot more ammo. Compared to the Haymaker 12, when actually upgraded to the Shoe Shining 100, it's going to get a damage increase. Its fire rate's basically going to stay the same. It's still going to be automatic. Its magazine size is going to go from 16 to 25, and it's going to carry 25 in its magazine and 125 in stock, compared to 16 in the magazine and 64 in stock. So when it comes to ammo, the Haymaker is by far going to win that battle. Alright, so now that we have both these weapons upgraded, let's go and take a look at all those tests over again. Let's start with the fire rate. Now this really did surprise me. They're the exact same. They're going to have the same exact fire rate. And that, again, really kind of surprised me. I just naturally assumed the Haymaker was going to be a lot faster, but when you put them side by side, they're going to be the exact same. Now, I did have to actually lower the Haymaker down to 24 because that's what the Spaz actually does hold, but when I start shooting at the exact same time, they are both going to finish at the exact same time. And when it comes to the overall accuracy, nothing really changes here once you actually do upgrade them. The Haymaker is going to be pretty dead accurate with almost little to no recoil, while the Spaz 12 is going to have you some recoil. It's going to go up and to the right. So if I was trying to hip fire with one of these weapons, I would much rather try to hip fire with the Haymaker than I actually would with the Spaz. Alright, and last but not least, before we get to both these weapons on round 50, let's go ahead and take a look at the reload speed. Now this is where things drastically do change. So the Haymaker still does reload a drum magazine, while the Spaz 12 still does reload the shotgun shell, but it only does one. It's not doing all 24. Once it loads one shotgun shell, it's done and it's ready to go. So if I were to actually slow the footage down, you will definitely see that the Spaz 12 is going to have the faster reload speed. So when it comes to fire rate, they're going to be dead even. When it comes to accuracy, you got to give it to the Haymaker, and when it comes to the reload speed, you got to give it to the Spaz. So it looks like these weapons are pretty dead even, but if we do take a look at these things on high rounds, that's where things kind of do change. Now I can already see the comments are going to bitch and complain, oh Rabbit, the Spaz doesn't have double tap 2.0. Yeah, well that kind of sucks for the Spaz now, doesn't it? And even without double tap 2.0, I believe the Shoe Shining is still actually going to be more powerful. Now the Shoe Shining on round 50 is an incredible weapon. I love the Haymaker. It's one of my favorite weapons in Black Ops 3. If I'm going to high rounds, if I'm going in a boss fight, if I'm trying to do the Easter egg, the Haymaker is an excellent choice. It does it all. The only real problem that I have with it is it's a shotgun and you're gonna not get any points like whatsoever. So if I ever grab this thing from the box on like my first hit, I'm kind of a little upset because usually for my first hit from the box, I don't want the wonder weapon, I don't want a shotgun, I don't want something that's not going to give me points. And that's really the only bad thing I have to say about the Haymaker. On round 50, it's going to be able to get you some kills because it does put out a pretty decent amount of damage, and it's going to have a pretty impressive fire rate, and for a shotgun, it holds a really good amount of ammo. And in my opinion, it's one of the best shotguns in Call of Duty Zombies history, and honestly, even though I think it looks and sounds like a toy, I would definitely love to see this thing actually return. Now compared to the Spaz 12 on round 50, which only got me a couple kills, the Spaz 12 doesn't hold anywhere near as much ammo as the Haymaker does, and that's really the big fault that I have with it. That and it's less powerful and no double tap 2.0. But really the one thing that I just wish would improve about this is the ammo. I feel like if it had more ammo, it would be a much better option, but when I was getting this footage, I just felt like I was running through ammo incredibly quick. I was only getting a couple kills with all the ammo I actually did carry, and then I was out, and I was like, well, fuck, now what do I do? But I'm not trying to shit on the Spaz 12. In Black Ops 1 Zombies, it's definitely one of the better weapons to actually have. You just really have to keep an eye out for your ammo, because if you're just really using it and not really paying attention, all of a sudden you're going to look down and you're just going to notice that you're out of ammo, and then you're going to be fucked. So when it comes to which weapon would I rather have on round 50, the answer is obvious. I would much rather have the Haymaker. When it comes to which weapon I would rather have on early rounds, again, it's still going to be obvious. I would much rather have the Haymaker. On early rounds and high rounds, it's going to be the superior choice. Now again, I don't want to shit on the Spaz 12. I think in Black Ops 1, it's an amazing weapon, but Black Ops 1 in general, if we look at all of Call of Duty Zombies, are pretty shit, and the Spaz 12 is no exception. But that is just the opinion of some bald motherfucker on YouTube, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. And real quick, shout out to my Patreon supporters. You guys are sexy as hell, and I love you. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'm doing my best to get this PPSH fixed, and once I actually do get it fixed, you guys, of course, will be the first ones to see it. So if you guys want to be a Patreon supporter, go and check out that link right down there in the description, and while you're down there, go and check out my sponsors, Cougar Gaming and my t-shirt sponsorship. I don't know when this video is going to go up, so I don't know if I have the t-shirts yet, but go check them out. They got some pretty cool shit. And check out Cougar Gaming if you are into PC gaming. And also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's basically just a better way to keep up to date with me. And last but not least, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.